You're too accessible, too readable, too eager to please. You walk into a room and your body language screams for approval. You smile when nothing is funny. You nod when you disagree. You fill the silence with nervous chatter because the weight of the quiet makes you feel small. And the world sees this. People are predators by nature. They don't need to be evil to smell weakness. They just need to be human. When they sense that you crave their validation, they instinctively lose respect for you. They put you in a box, the box of the nice guy, the box of the safe person, the box of the servant. And once you are in that box, you are harmless, and harmless men are ignored. But there is a different kind of presence, a presence that doesn't ask for attention, yet commands it. A confidence so absolute, so heavy, that it terrifies people. Not because it is violent, but because it is unrecognizable. It is the confidence of a man who has no need for the tribe's approval because he has built his own kingdom. Machiavelli knew this secret. He whispered it to princes and kings in the shadows of Italian courts. He knew that to rule, one must not seek to be loved. Love is fickle. Love is given by choice. But fear, respect born of awe, that is a chain that no one breaks. Today we are not talking about self-esteem. We are not talking about thinking positive. We are performing an autopsy on your current personality, cutting out the weak tissue and stitching in the mindset of a ruler. You are going to learn how to become psychologically terrifying. But be warned, once you cross this line, you cannot go back. People will treat you differently. The warmth of being one of the guys will vanish, replaced by the distance of respect. If you prefer the comfort of being overlooked, leave now. But if you are ready to be the one who moves the pieces rather than the one being moved, listen closely. Here is the incomplete loop. The reason you feel weak is not because you lack strength. It is because you are leaking power. You are bleeding authority in 7 distinct ways every single day. Stop the bleeding and the pressure builds. When the pressure builds, you become a force. Let's begin the surgery. The first law, kill the nice guy. You have been programmed with a lie. From the time you were a child, you were told that if you are nice, the world will be nice back. That if you are polite, you will be rewarded. That if you follow the rules, you will be safe. Look at your life. Is it working? Or are the people who break the rules winning? Are the people who take what they want getting ahead? Machiavelli wrote, "A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good." Translation: if you play by the rules of nice in a game where everyone else is playing for power, you will be destroyed. Nice is a survival strategy for the weak. It is a plea for mercy. It says, "I will not hurt you. Please do not hurt me." It is submission before the conflict has even started. Terrifying confidence begins when you replace nice with civil. There is a difference. Civility is a choice. It is a code of conduct you impose on yourself because you are disciplined. Niceness is a reflex. It is a fawn response to avoid conflict. The man who terrifies is civil. He holds the door open. He speaks calmly. He uses manners. But behind his eyes there is a wall. He is not doing it to get you to like him. He is doing it because he holds himself to a standard. If you cross him, the civility vanishes, not into rage, but into ice. When you stop trying to be liked, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is the root of psychological terror. Think of the boss who is always yelling. He is annoying but not scary. You know what he wants. He wants to vent. He is a child. Now think of the boss who never raises his voice, the one who stares at you in total silence when you make a mistake, the one who speaks softly, slowly, and smiles without his eyes crinkling. That man is terrifying. Why? Because you don't know what he is planning. You don't know where you stand. He has detached his emotions from the interaction. To become this, you must stop smiling by default. Observe yourself for 1 week. How many times do you smile when you are not happy? How many times do you laugh at a joke that isn't funny? This is submissive signaling. It is a biological signal to the alpha in the room that you are not a threat. Stop it. Keep your face neutral. Let your eyes rest on people without rushing to reassure them. When you stop signaling submission, people will initially get uncomfortable. They will ask, "Are you okay? Are you mad?" That discomfort they feel, that is the shift in power. That is them realizing they can no longer read you. You have become a closed book in a room full of open magazines. The second law, the vacuum of silence. Most people are addicted to noise. They are terrified of the pause. Watch two insecure people talk. They overlap. They interrupt. They rush to fill every millisecond of dead air because silence feels like judgment. They are throwing words into the void to build a bridge, desperate for connection. The Machiavellian mind does the opposite. He creates the void. Silence is not empty. Silence is a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. When you stay silent, you create a psychological gravity well. Other people, driven by their anxiety, will rush to fill that silence. They will reveal things they didn't mean to say. They will negotiate against themselves. They will offer you power just to make the awkwardness stop. Here is how you weaponize this. When someone asks you a question, do not answer immediately. Wait 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Look at them. Maintain eye contact. Then answer. In those 3 seconds, their brain goes into overdrive. Did I offend him? Is the question stupid? What is he thinking? You have destabilized their certainty before you have uttered a single word. When you do speak, speak slower. Fast talking is a sign of anxiety. It signals that you are afraid you will be interrupted, or that you don't think your time is valuable enough to claim. Slow talking signals that you expect to be heard. It signals that you have nowhere else you'd rather be, and no one you fear. Imagine a king issuing a decree. Does he rush? Does he stumble? No. He speaks as if the world waits for his punctuation. If you are interrupted, do not raise your voice. Do not get angry. Simply stop. Stop talking completely. Keep your eyes on the person who interrupted you. Let the silence hang. Let the room feel the rudeness of their interruption. Usually they will stumble, apologize, or trail off. Then you continue at the exact same volume from the exact same spot. You did not fight for the floor. You simply showed them that you own it. The third law, starve the golden calf. The golden calf is external validation. It is the idol you worship every time you check your phone for likes, every time you fish for a compliment, every time you explain yourself to someone who doesn't matter. You cannot have terrifying confidence if you're addicted to approval. If I can control your self-esteem by giving you a compliment, I own you. If I can destroy your day by giving you an insult, I own you. You are a puppet, and your emotions are the strings. To terrify, you must cut the strings. You must reach a point of emotional zero. This doesn't mean you are a robot. It means your self-perception is an internal fortress. It is closed to the public. If someone calls you a genius, you think, I know what I am. If someone calls you a fool, you think, I know what I am. Neither statement moves the needle. When you meet someone who doesn't need you to like them, it is disturbing. We are used to the social barter system. I validate you, you validate me. When you opt out of that transaction, you become a glitch in the matrix. People will try harder to impress you. They will try to provoke you to get a reaction, and this is the test. Machiavelli said, "He who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived." He also knew that he who seeks to provoke will always find someone weak enough to react. When you are challenged, when you are insulted, your instinct is to defend, to explain, to fight back. Don't. Defense implies that the attack hurt. Explanation implies that the accuser has the authority to judge you. Instead, use the agree and amplify or the bored stare. If someone says, "You're arrogant," The insecure man argues, "No, I'm not, I'm just confident." The dangerous man says, "I've been called worse by better people." Or he simply says, "Okay," and goes back to work. By refusing to defend yourself, you render their weapon useless. You show them that their opinion of you has zero currency in your world. There is nothing more terrifying to a narcissist or a bully than a victim who is simply bored by them. The fourth law, posture of the apex. Your mind leads your body, but your body also hacks your mind. You cannot feel like a ruler if you are curled up like a shrimp. You cannot feel dangerous if you are shrinking to take up less space. Look at how you are sitting right now. Are your legs crossed tight? Are your shoulders hunched? Is your head down? Expand. The Machiavellian stance is open. It exposes the vital organs. This sounds counterintuitive. In a fight, you protect your vitals. But in social dynamics, exposing your chest and stomach signals a lack of fear. It signals, "I am not afraid of you. I don't need to shield myself." Take up space. Put your arm on the empty chair next to you. Spread your legs. When you stand, stand with weight on both feet, grounded. And the eyes. The eyes are the weapon. Most people have scanning eyes. They dart around the room, checking exits, checking faces, looking for threats or friends. This is prey behavior. A deer scans, a rabbit scans, a lion focuses. Train your eyes to move slowly. When you look at something, look at it. Lock on. Absorb the data. When you move your gaze, move it smoothly to the next target. When you walk, do not deviate. Have you ever walked down a hallway and done the little dance with someone coming the other way? You go left, they go left. You apologize. You shrink. The dangerous man picks a line and walks it. He doesn't look at the person's face. He looks past them at where he is going. Physics and psychology agree, the object with the most momentum wins. When you walk with absolute purpose, people will instinctively move out of your way. They will feel the wave of your intention, and they will part like the Red Sea. It is not arrogance, it is vector. You have a destination. They do not. Therefore, you win the space. The fifth law, the withdrawal of supply. We live in an economy of attention. Attention is the currency. The mistake you make is giving your currency away for free. You are always available. You answer texts instantly. You say yes to every invite. You stay late at parties even when you are bored. Supply and demand. If you are always there, your value is zero. Machiavelli advised the prince to be seen but to keep his distance. Familiarity breeds contempt. If you want to terrify people with your importance, you must become scarce. You must be willing to walk away. In every negotiation, in every relationship, in every interaction, the person who is most willing to walk away holds 100% of the power. If you are afraid to lose the girl, she owns you. If you are afraid to lose the job, the boss owns you. If you are afraid to lose the friend owns you. You must practice the art of the exit. Leave the party while it is still fun. Leave the conversation while it is still interesting. Hang up the phone first. Create an incomplete loop in their minds. When you leave before they are done with you, you create a hunger. They wonder, where is he going? What is he doing? Is he meeting someone better? You become a mystery. And mystery is the breeding ground of attraction and fear. Do not explain your absence. I have to go. Why? I have things to do. That is enough. The weak man gives an itinerary. Oh, I have to go feed my cat and then catch up on laundry. Boring, mundane, human. The dangerous man just vanishes into his purpose. This applies to your emotional availability too. Do not dump your trauma on people you just met. Do not tell everyone your weaknesses. Keep your cards against your chest. In a world of oversharing, the man who keeps his secrets is the man who holds the cards. The sixth law, competence is the only real confidence. Everything we have discussed so far, posture, silence, withdrawal, these are the tactics. But tactics without foundation are just manipulation. And eventually manipulation collapses. To be truly confident, to be truly terrifying, You must be dangerous. And I don't mean physically violent, though being physically fit helps. I mean you must be competent. You must be good at what you do. Machiavelli didn't just tell the prince to act like a king. He told him to study war, to study history, to understand the terrain. If you are incompetent, your silence isn't mysterious, it's confusing. Your staring isn't intense, it's creepy. You need to build a stack of proof. Your brain is not stupid. It knows if you are a loser. You can look in the mirror and say affirmations all day, but if you haven't achieved anything, your brain will whisper, "You are a liar." Confidence comes from the undeniable evidence of your own capability. It comes from doing hard things. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. When you know that you can solve the problem, you don't need to panic. The surgeon doesn't panic when the patient bleeds. He goes to work. He is calm because he is competent. If you want to terrify people, become the best in the room at something. It could be your job. It could be your ability to listen. It could be your ability to analyze a situation. When you speak, you must be right, or at least you must be thoughtful. Machiavelli warned that a prince who relies on the advice of others is easily overthrown. You must have your own mind. You must read. You must think. You must challenge your own biases. When you combine high competence with high silence, you become a monolith. People know that when you do speak, it will be the solution. They look to you in a crisis, and that is the ultimate form of dominance. Not the one who shouts the loudest, but the one everyone looks at when the building is on fire. The seventh law, the willingness to be the villain. Here is the final hurdle, the one that trips everyone up. You are afraid of being the bad guy. You are afraid that if you set a boundary, people will call you selfish. You are afraid that if you say no, people will call you rude. You are afraid that if you succeed, people will call you arrogant. Let them. To be a ruler of your own life, you must accept that in someone else's story, you will be the villain. You cannot prioritize your own life without disappointing others. It is mathematically impossible. If you work on your business, you disappoint your drinking buddies. If you save your money, you disappoint the people who want to spend it. If you choose your self-respect, you disappoint the people who used to walk all over you. Machiavelli wrote, "It is necessary for a prince wishing to hold his own to know how to do wrong and to make use of it, or not, according to necessity." He isn't saying be evil. He is saying be willing to be disliked for the right reasons. The terrifying man accepts his role. He doesn't try to convince the parasite that he is a good host. He just removes the parasite. When you stop fearing the label of selfish, you become free. Can you help me move this weekend? No. Wow, you're selfish. If that's how you see it. End of discussion. You do not owe the world your time. You do not owe the world your energy. You owe your potential the right conditions to grow. If protecting your peace makes you a villain in the eyes of the chaotic, then wear the black hat with pride. The moment you accept that you don't need to be the hero in everyone else's movie is the moment you become the director of your own. So, how do you put this together? How do you walk out of your door tomorrow morning as a different animal? You don't do it all at once. You do it by shifting the geometry of your interactions. Tomorrow, walk slower. Tomorrow, wait 3 seconds before answering any question. Tomorrow, do not smile unless you genuinely feel joy. Tomorrow, do not apologize for taking up space. You will feel resistance. Your inner nice guy, that servant who has been running your life for years, will scream. He will say, "They hate us. We are being weird. Fix it." Let him scream. Watch him die. It will feel cold at first. The air around you will change. People will stop patting you on the back and starting looking you in the eye. The banter will stop and the respect will start. You will realize that the terror you inspire isn't fear of physical harm. It is the fear of the unknown. It is the awe of seeing a human being who is fully, unapologetically sovereign. Most people are fragmented. They are pieces of their parents, pieces of their trauma, pieces of society. When they see a whole man, a unified mind, it shakes them. It reminds them of everything they are not. That is the power of the outlier. You are not here to blend in. You are here to become a landmark, a rigid, immovable object in a river of drifting debris. Machiavelli didn't write for the masses. He wrote for the few who had the stomach to rule. Do you? Confidence is not a feeling. It is a weapon. Pick it up. Use it to kill the servant. Use it to protect the kingdom. Become the thing they fear, so you can finally be the man you respect. If this opened your eyes, understand this is only what I can show publicly. There are videos I cannot upload for everyone. There are aspects of dark psychology that I simply cannot discuss publicly on YouTube without being censored or demonetized. The algorithm suppresses the most powerful information. Those exist behind the join button. If you're still here, you're not like the others. Subscribe if you haven't, but if you want what's hidden, click the join button and step into the architect level. You will unlock exclusive, uncensored videos that dive into the deepest parts of the human psyche. Most won't. That's the point.